Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, FYNTV.com. Now, folks, if you would like to text the show and tell me if I offended you, then go ahead and do that. But here's how you do that. If you would like to actually text the show and say you may agree with something, go ahead and do that. If you text the show and you have a different opinion, so go ahead and do that. I don't care. But here's how you do it. 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com. And I don't have my glass. I have yet to locate my near and fars. I cannot find them anyway. Now, these are my fars. These are my mid-range readings. So the glasses I have in my hand now are to read the computer. Like I do this, man, can I see that computer screen? Man, can I read notes? I can't see nothing across the room. I gotta get this worked out. I don't know what happened to my near and fars. I gotta find them. Anyhow, getting back to the series, you can follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News and at FYNTV. So send us a message, get involved in the conversation, let us know what you think. Now, here's where we're at on this, okay? Because what upset me yesterday is we have come to the realization, and this all goes together, folks. It goes together, okay? Now, and wait a minute, I got to do a public apology. You know, for a long time, I got a couple things I've got to atone for, right? I'm on a 12-step program, right? I'm on what am I on? Step 7? I'm atoning, right? Whatever the hell I'm on, right? So, anyhow, there's two things right now I probably should, I have said go to break Sam for a long time. Amanda's in the control booth. She's doing an outstanding job, and I know if you're watching the show for the first time, you may not understand, but there's days when I send stuff over and I just go all over the place, and they have to find pictures. Like Sam got used to finding them. Amanda's doing an outstanding job finding the pictures, helping me do research and things like that. So when I say whoever the hell you are, well, that was Amanda, okay? So I apologize. Is that a decent apology? I mean, will that work in the step 7? Are you okay? Do you accept it? I mean, is there anything here?
I forgive you.
All right, now we can move on to number 2. I want to apologize to President Ronald Reagan. Yesterday was the great President Ronald Reagan's birthday. As you know, I don't want to take him for granted. As you know, the Ronald Reagan diary stays right here on the desk on a daily basis, always right here for me to refer to the great Ronald Reagan, so I apologize for that. Now, this all goes together, and I'll tell you why it goes together, because I'm going to put this together. We are not your normal news show, because God knows there's nothing about me normal. So, obviously, we go a different direction here. But I'm putting this together for a reason. Now, at my age, 36, that was your chance, Amanda, but that ship sailed. You can't. I gave you a shot.
I can't even anymore.
What?
Okay, can I tell him your real age?
No. 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 God, no. Anyhow, at 36, but anyhow, that joke aside, you and I have grown up, and if you're new, let me tell you how you got here. There's my generation that knows where we're at, and there's your generation that may be wondering how did we get here, okay? Here's how we got here. We had these 3 networks called ABC, NBC, and CBS, okay? And they specialized in mind control, manipulation, and helping the government tell you lies. Write that down. That was pretty damn good. That was. That's what they did for 70 years, okay? Mind control, manipulation, and helping the government tell you lies. ABC, NBC, CBS. There was a time when I rushed home after work, right, and I would be tired, get something to eat, but I would turn on ABC Peter Jennings, okay? Well, we can go through the list of whoever you watch, Dan Rather, all the way back to Walter Cronkite, whatever, okay? But for 70 years, 3 networks came on, and they told you what they wanted you to know. And they would take the little clips, and they would give you 10 seconds of this and 10 seconds of that. I hated that. I hated that. I used to say, this is pre-internet, folks. Actually, I go back, as the dinosaur as I am, I go back pre-internet, okay? And that would make me so angry. I'd go to work the next day and I'd say, you know, that guy, that Republican, or that lady, or that person, that's not what they really said. See, nobody got the first 30 seconds in front of it. Nobody got the last 30 seconds behind it. They clipped out what they wanted. It's up. CNN cannot do that anymore. NBC cannot do that any longer. Because there's people like me, this small network in North Georgia, to the largest networks, that expose it on a daily basis. But the media is doing everything they can to clip, okay, that 30 seconds that Trump said, shut it down. I would love to shut it down, okay? All that made their day yesterday. I always say the liberal left, they get all worked up. They keep champagne on ice. Those jackasses, they keep champagne on ice. And when Trump, oh, hey, do you think that one was worthy? Yeah, champagne in the break room at 4, okay? Because he said, I'd love to shut it down. Now we're going to go through this. Now let me give you one thing on the memo. The media is lying to you so bad, because I'm going to give you one thing on the Republican memo before I get into this video. Thousands, the FISA court, not to confuse you, because what happens is people get in the weeds, okay? But the FISA court, okay, is much more difficult to obtain a warrant to spy on an American citizen through the FISA court that you may feel is having an international communication with the nefarious, you know, Boris and Natasha are out there somewhere in Russia, and they're talking to him, okay? But the process in so many ways is the same for every court in the United States. And let me tell you why. You have hundreds of thousands of magistrates. Now, wait a minute. Stay with me, damn it. Don't get all upset because you, oh, no, he's going to go back. You have hundreds of thousands of magistrates this morning. You have hundreds of thousands of Superior Court judges. You have judges all across this country today that are being presented, and we're in Georgia, which is GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. Whatever state you're in, whatever the acronym is, we're GBI. We're in Georgia, we have a drug task force, okay? We're in Georgia, we have a sheriff, we have a chief of police, we have police officers, we have deputies. The list goes on. But they are sworn under an oath. Now, this is equal to FBI, and this is equal to the Department of Justice. There's no difference. Stay with me, folks, because what I like to do on this show is I like to bring it down to you and I right here at home, and not dumb it down to where you understand it, but put it just into some real terms, because you know, we may not have the proper degree from the communist state university on the wall as Chuck Todd, okay, at MSNBC, or Joe Scarborough, all right? And we may not have vacationed in Switzerland with Minka Brzezinski. But you have police officers all over the United States taking their information, their documents, to a magistrate asking for a warrant, to a judge asking for a warrant, to a federal judge asking for a warrant. Now, FISA court's different, but you have federal judges. You've got FBI all over the United States going to a federal courthouse this morning. U.S. Marshals. You've got ATF. You've got the DNR, Department of Natural Resources. They're able to go to a judge and say, I need a warrant. Whatever it may be. I need a warrant to search. And when they do, the judge does not have time to take the folder and research it. They don't do the research. Law enforcement is sworn, okay, under oath, to stand before any judge, from magistrate to federal to FISA court, and tell the judge the truth and give judge all the information of what's in the document they want the warrant. It's real simple to explain. So when they stand before a judge, the judge says, why do you seek this warrant? The judge is reading the warrant, your request, and you're saying, this is why, and you know, this may have a political thing somewhere down the road, but this is why we're seeking this warrant today, no matter what it is in America. Gilmer County, Fannin County, Boone County, North Carolina, or Watauga, I know that name, Watauga, North Carolina, whatever, okay? Or Carbon County, Pennsylvania, wherever you're at. You're all going and you're all sworn to give the judge the correct information to obtain that warrant. So when they went in to get the warrant for Carter Page, they withheld the information that would have caused a judge to say, I don't think I can sign this warrant. You see, if they're making a big deal, the Democrats are making a big deal over the Republican memo. If, when they went in to get the warrant at the FISA court, if the FBI would have said to the judge, Your Honor, this information that is a large part of the reason we're seeking the warrant is due to a foreign spy that's working for a political campaign of a candidate, and the opposition research is against the opponent of said candidate, you wouldn't have a warrant. They wouldn't have got the FISA warrant. Keep two things in mind. The FBI knows. Department of Justice know. They know when they go in, okay? They know when they sign off. So there's two things, very simple on this. You could take all day long. Either they lied, everybody that signed off on this to go to the... See, it has to be signed off to go to the FISA court. We won't go in the weeds. But see, it's real simple. Either everybody that signed off on this to get a warrant from the FISA court to investigate, to open an investigation on the Trump campaign via Carter Page, either lied to the judge or judge knew about it too. It's real simple. Now you think it's a big conspiracy, but I'm going to tell you something. If that kind of information, it's their obligation to tell the judge. It's not the judge's obligation to do the research. And if that kind of information is withheld, okay? Because let me tell you something. I know some judges. And I know some judges that if law enforcement goes before them and asks for a warrant, I mean, there's judges that get called out in the middle of the night because they need a warrant. I mean, you got some judges, they go in at 4 in the morning to do a warrant. It's an emergency. Okay? But I tell you what, I know some judges that if any branch of law enforcement, come before them and ask for an emergency warrant, ask for a warrant in the middle of the night or at any time and withhold information, buddy, I'm telling you right now, they will go nuts. because that is why you take an oath, and that's why that judge looks at law enforcement and says, hey, are you giving me the straight shot on this information? So that's the FISA court. Now, keep in mind, they went and got the memo. They took the memo. They went and got the FISA court warrant on Carter Page, hoping once they pulled every one of Carter Page's emails and all of his Russian communications, that they would have their door wide open to the Trump campaign. See, that's what they thought. We'll get Carter Page, he's on the radar screen, he goes to Russia, he's got some communication, he has been named a volunteer, all right, a volunteer participant of the Trump campaign, a foreign intelligence of the Trump campaign. He's just a name only, but if we get his information, if we get all of his emails, we guarantee there's something in there between Carter Page, Trump campaign, a Russian diplomat, something. Just keep in mind, Carter Page was not arrested for anything. Michael Flynn, George Papadopoulos, not Carter Page. It didn't return the results they wanted. And that's when they went further. So I'm sorry for those out there that are upset that we are taking the FBI to task, that we're taking the Department of Justice to task and the State Department to task. But if you were on the Drain the Swamp, you should not have just yelled it during the campaign, where actually that's what we're doing. I'm going to take a brief break because I want to come back, and I don't want to mess the next segment up, but I want to set that up because, folks, it's nonstop. The battle, you are in the battle. So let's come back and continue the fight right after these messages, Amanda.